Kohei had on a leather jacket in 85-degree weather. You get what I'm saying? After observing all three interviewers, my nervousness died down because of the confusion that lied across their faces of what kind of youth they wanted to admit into the Providence Youth Student Movement. Long story short, they hired my sister Lisa and I, who soon became youth organizers, leaders, and advocates for the Southeast Asian community in Providence. I recall there was this one particular event that PrYSM held exclusively for the organizing circle. That was what it was known years back when I was young. That can be described, for lack of a better term, open mic. The other youth organizers and staff all participated in the event by sharing their pieces of their choice, such as poems, drawings, and material things that meant something to them. I took this opportunity to recite a poem I had written the night before, overlooking my experience as a child, specifically focusing on the struggle of my mother raising 6 children with my father, who works about 19 hours of a 24-hour day. When I recited this poem, I was about 14 years old, speaking out on my mother's struggle and issues in my household at the time, in front of youth and staff who were just youth and staff. As I was reading this poem, tears were streaming down my face, my voice shaking as it became difficult to utter the next words. I realized the youth and staff instantly became people I trusted and confided in wholeheartedly. A lot of people find it burdensome and embarrassing to discuss their problems to others, but at the time I found it relieving. After this event, I became more comfortable in discussing my story. Here's mine. I live in a neighborhood where it is no place to wave with a grin to neighbors, nor is it elevated with green watered grass. It is no place for wealthy clients of real estate agents to tour to find a great house along with a safe environment. It is a place of abysmal poverty. It is where cops circle the block every hour to incarcerate young teenage drug dealers and to arrest prostitutes on the corner. Being a witness and victim to this puts me at a disadvantage because you develop 3 basic essential questions. Number 1, who does one turn to? Number 2, where does one go? And number 3, how does one survive? At the age of 14, I realized my 2 younger brothers, Alex and Felix, became my responsibilities. I took care of them on a daily basis. I cooked, cleaned, and provided for them in so many ways that my mother never did for me. I was and still am the contact person when student parent-teacher meetings are called for, but highlight how I said I provided for them in so many ways that my mother never did for me. What PrYSM did for me later was help me correct that statement. PrYSM helped me rephrase that mother never did for me to what my mother wanted to do for me but was unable to. Through reading articles, books, attending workshops, PrYSM provided an alliance with other organizations such as Youth in Action and other ones I can't name right now, and publicly speaking, but more so acknowledging the history of not our generation but our parents. PrYSM helped me understand why my mother is the way she is now, emotionally and mentally unavailable. She was a victim of the Khmer Rouge and was forced to immigrate to the United States in 1979. Her mother died on her lap when she was 6, and after, she continued to endure the horrors of the Khmer Rouge for 2 years. Since the education of my mother's history, I came to accept my mother's deviation from the family and was made to accept it when her motherly responsibilities became my own. Another thing I also came to realize is that through it all, the love and the hate, the good and the struggle, the hugs and beatings with belts, chopsticks, branches, and backhand smacks, after it all, there's no woman alive that can take my mother's place. I love you, Ma, and more importantly, I understand. I apologize for not knowing sooner, but understand I acknowledge it now. Another thing I acknowledge through PrYSM is that my story is not significant. There are others who share the same exact story. It is the Southeast Asian community in Providence. Your mother and your mother and your father and your father's cousin's best friend, uncle's sister, probably was right there with my mother in the same refugee camp. The histories of our parents are what bring us youth together to speak and discuss upon our struggles of their absence in our lives. This is what drove me to advocate for the Southeast Asian community. The vision and purpose of PrYSM is to recognize that a cycle of violence keeps our youth, families, and community oppressed and disenfranchised. Its vision is to confront and state, street, and interpersonal violence affecting the Southeast Asian American community. And that's what PrYSM did for me, confronted the interpersonal violence that was affecting me and my growth in terms of dwelling on the absence of my father, the silence of my mother, and the inactivity of both sides. PrYSM's purpose is to mobilize Southeast Asian youth into community organizing campaigns which foster the process of healing and dialogue, build support and love for those who are isolated and marginalized, and build power in the Southeast Asian community. PrYSM fulfilled its purpose in relation to myself, in which my process of healing came intact. My support system and love grew for me through the resources of Kohei, Paul, Sarath, Selena, Kai, and many more amazing people. When my family was hungry, Paul, Kohei, Sarath, and Davide would bring food to my house late at night just for my siblings and I to be okay for the night. Who does that? Who helps people like that nowadays? It's 2012. People are self-centered. People who genuinely care and want to see you not succeed but also survive, even if it means surviving for 2 more hours to see the sun shine the next morning. I needed that, and I needed them to show me that there are people who care. PrYSM has improved my self-awareness and self-knowledge, renewed my identity, had helped me develop strengths and talents I never knew was there, and also helped me identify potential growth from the age of 14. The social abilities I came to affiliate myself with through PrYSM is just one of the greatest blessings. Through the experiences with PrYSM, I wouldn't have been able to graduate high school and go off to college at the age of 16 with a full 10-year scholarship with no charge to pursue higher education. I am 19 years old now and a senior at Salve Regina University, graduating with a sociology, anthropology, and secondary education major.
Do you, boo-boo? Do you?
Oh, thank you. I can also speak on my brother Lamar's half, who received the same scholarship and is now a teacher in Brooklyn, New York, who is also pursuing his master's degree. Nancy, Rosie, Lamar, Alex, and Felix, I love you, and please remember that we've inherited disadvantages only to turn those disadvantages into advantages we've earned. And every rock ever thrown at us, we caught it and we used it as stepping stones. You get what I'm saying? So all you gotta do is hang in there. Because this is not the last you guys gonna be hearing about us. Lastly, the 4 cornerstones values of PrYSM are love, family, ghetto roots, and movement. My connection to these values is the love I've developed for my family, the understanding and acceptance of my ghetto roots, and the resilience, will, and drive I've cultivated to keep it moving and continue this Team Oak movement on and going. And I also want to thank PrYSM for just allowing me to speak at this event tonight. And I'm serving PrYSM, I'm a board member at PrYSM. I'm serving PrYSM at a different capacity now. I'm still involved. And my aunt just wanted me to complete this speech by telling y'all you guys need to buy t-shirts because we're trying to raise $2,000. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my aunt Shonda in Somali. I would not be the woman I am today if it wasn't for them. I love you guys. Thank you.